Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
What's your son's name and how old is he now? How are they getting on? What's your son's name first?
His name is Prince Chimobim David. He clocked 8 on December 5th.
Okay.
Last December, yes.
Okay, so
clocked 8.
Both of them are getting on very, very well.
Yes, very, 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 very well.
Now, I would like to find out from you, what do you still miss about your late wife? What do you normally remember or miss, about her?
Yeah, the way she jokes, the way she play, and in fact, we at some point we are living like Siamese twins. You can imagine when we newly got married. I'm a Chelsea supporter. She supports Man U. So you can imagine. Each time Chelsea will play Man U, we always have a bet that anybody that loses will carry the other person on the back to the bus stop in the morning. So each time I remember her carrying me on her back to Barua bus stop in Ijesha. In fact, the few months we were married, the whole people in that area they knew us. Because once Man U win, I will carry her on my back with her walking clothes and everything to the bus stop, and people will be shouting and laughing, So we play, the way we played, which gradually too I'm trying to infuse it into my new relationship. The way we play, because I don't take things too seriously. I don't like things to weigh me down any longer. There's this kind of life that I live. Nothing, as in, I don't know how I want to put that. Nothing they shock me. That's the kind of life I live. Okay, you can imagine. In 2014 or 2015, I bought a car. I think that was the Toyota Highlander from US. When the car landed, they called me that the car is in the wall. I've landed at the wall. I forgot about the car. As in, I forgot that I forgot the car. After 4 days, the man called me and said, "Oh, guy, your car don't they gather the money?" I said, "Jesus!" That evening, I had to run things. So I forgot. So the get people where this kind of thing they shack. I don't know. I've worked myself to that point where nothing they shack me, and that's the kind of life I like my own person to live, where you just see things like as if they don't matter. We play, we joke, we can talk about any and everything, and that's the kind of relationship I want. And I'm gradually getting it from my new wife.
Interesting. So you and your first wife, how long were you married?
Excuse me. Yeah, we were married for 9 months. Close to 9 months. Almost 9 months, yes.
Wow. So this is your second marriage. What are you looking at getting from there? What's your dream for this new marriage?
First of all, I'm looking at least companionship again, because it has not been easy since my late wife passed. I've been staying alone at my former place. I think what actually even helped me a lot was moving out from that former house where I was living when she died. I moved out 2020, and that was the instant I started thinking of getting married again. I purposely moved into a bigger house, a bigger place, and walking around the entire house, only me with other rooms empty, nobody in the rooms, and except when my son comes back during the holidays and stays in the children's room with his friends. So I was literally walking alone up and everywhere, and I felt that loneliness, and then and that desire to get married again started creeping in. That was exactly what actually helped me. So now that I'm married again, I think for the first time in so many years, when someone will call me, when as you're coming back, what do you want me to prepare? You know. So me now they don't ask me that kind of question again. What do you want to eat? And I'll be like, okay, I want to eat rice before I eat. If I chop after I chop, or I chop before I chop, depending on the first chop. So it's cool. And
Now, what would be your advice to a young person, either way, a man or a woman, who just lost his or her spouse? What would be your advice to the person on how best to cope and how best to get over the shock, the devastation that comes with what you went through?
from experience, I think I'm in the best position to advise. Now, what helped me was going back to my work, going back to that thing that's making me happy. At some point, it was very difficult, but I had to go back. I remember my first proper event in Enugu after her death. I was, it was a wedding at Independence Layout. I would talk for like 5-10 minutes. The couple would be dancing. I would go back and cry. This had my. I'll go back. I will cry, clean my eyes, and come back again. Gradually, and then once it happens, many people will want to advise you, but the best advice is the one you give to yourself. That's just the truth. Because at the initial time, people will be coming and coming, calling, but you get to a point where nobody is coming to check on you again, where nobody will visit you again, where nobody will call you again. Then that would be the point where you'll be left with you and your God, and that's the deadliest point, because that's the point where it's either you survive it or you die by depression. Understand? So the best way to go about it is to gradually go back to that thing that makes you happy. Understand?
Okay.
And if it's your job, if it's getting into a new relationship, to me it was my job, so I had to go back to my job. I was looking like a newcomer, then gradually I got into it, and that was how I was able to come out. And then I started going back to God too, because I like I said earlier on, I got angry even with God. I stopped going to church. Because I was like, why did my wife die for all the things I've been doing in the church? The devil has a way of telling us things that will make us get angry with God. I was just like, with all the things I've been doing in my church, with all these offers, all the small support that I'm giving, what with himself? No, that was when devil now came and said, if you see you now, because there was this on 2 occasions I read on newspapers about women that gave birth in the hospitals that their husband ran away. I think one was should be a woman that gave birth to twin children, and the husband was an Okada guy, far back. So I just went and helped them, and I think one again I went through the back too and helped them. So at that point, that was what the devil was using against me. Now, say people born picking, you go pay for them, you come buy your own, your wife die. So why you did? I stopped giving arms. And the devil was there, but the devil they powerful. I stopped even one or two people that God was using me to see through school. Then I stopped.
All right, DJ,
it got to a point when I had to go back to God, and then I had to resume, because those are the things that I'm not a millionaire yet, but these are the little things that when I remember they keep me going, and by God's grace I'm back to normal.
Okay. All right. So since your first wife died, sometimes people say people talk to them in dreams, or was there ever a time she appeared? I'm not really superstitious, but sometimes people say when people are too close or too in love, the spirit of the other person might be coming. Or did you ever experience anything like that?
Just like you too, I don't like superstitions, and but I don't normally dream, but most times God speaks to me through dreams. We all have our talents. I've once at a particular moment I was dreaming of a particular issue, and someone woke me up. 2 hours later I went back to sleep. That dream continued. And that's how far I can go with dreams sometimes. But sometimes I can stay for 6 months, 1 year without dreaming. And once I dream, I always pray about it. Now I she came to me in the dream only once till now, and that was 7 days after her death.
Okay.
She came to me in the dream. Yes, she was moving, just walking on the street in my street. She have our baby on her right hand side, left hand side, and her handbag on her right hand side. So the baby was crying. She was just moving as if she was holding two handbags. The baby was crying. I was like, give this baby breast. Now she said no, that she can't give her this breast. I said, okay, give me one, let me hold. Which one are you giving me, the bag or the baby? She said no, I should hold the baby. She now gave me the baby. Now open the bag and gave me orange. Say anytime that he cries, I should press orange in his mouth, that he will stop crying, that the breast is not for him. So as I was trying to understand what she was saying, she just left, and I woke up. I woke up. Yes, that was the day, the first and the last, and that was 7 days after her death.
Wow. Well, now your son, I know that he's still very young. Has he ever asked you about his mother? I know that he's still quite young. Is he aware of the fact that
for now, no, because I have to bring her mom. I had to bring her mom to Lagos. I got her a small place at the satellite side. I rented a small place for her at the satellite side, and then a small business place too, to be doing something. So he has been living with him. Once he only comes to my house during holidays, so he calls that one mommy.
Okay.
So I'm trying my best not to let him know until at least he becomes of age, let's say 17, 18. Then he will definitely know one day, but not now. So he calls the grandma mommy, and then it's my own mom that she call grandma.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay.
Yes. So they stay here at Satellite side, but comes every holiday. They just left after the Christmas holiday, back to their place.
Okay. Do you remember the last word your wife said to you? Not when she appeared in that dream, but the last thing she said to you, before she passed on. Can you remember?
Yes. Her last word was, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Unfortunately, the opposite later happened.
Exactly. And that was the point where I actually thought too that she was, because she came out from the theater. She came out from the theater, she was okay, the baby was okay until she started that bleeding. And then she stressed, she convulsed and ruptured a vein at the back of the head. So at that point, there was no flow of blood through the brain. That was the report we got medically.
Okay,
when she told me I'm fine, I was like, okay, she's fine, until she was no longer fine.
Now the baby, was he delivered normally, or he came to
Yes. Yes, yeah. She had these fibroid issues, and that was why I had to even take her to Havana then, knowing through that they can handle stuff like that. But what really happened was only left for God to explain.
Thank you so much for your time.